Hey guys, Ryan back here for the video, guys. Today we'll be covering a lot of different topics. First off, part 2 promo. Is the master confirmed for the most viewed this upcoming Friday? Also, we'll be going ahead and talking about the spooky solo challenges and what the objective is for today. We also have brand new rising stars in the game we'll be covering later in this video. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss anything. Make sure to like and subscribe button, guys. Can we smash 75 likes on this video? Question of the day is going to go ahead and be, who is the oldest franchise in the NFL and who is the newest franchise in the NFL? I bet not everyone watching this video knows both answers. Tell me down below if you do. Let's get started, guys. Alright guys, so the spooky house objective for today is actually not that complicated. It's actually pretty easy. All you have to go ahead and do is get 150 yards and a touchdown on this drive in order to go ahead and complete it. Now, how do you go ahead and do that? I will show you real fast. It's a really easy, honest, easily a thing to do. I've done this many times in solo challenges to pick up yards and avoid having to give up 2 drives. And pretty much what you want to do on the first drive is whatever you call offensively, if you call crossers, whatever you call, just go ahead and get down to around the 20-yard line. Now you can see right here, we need around 72 yards in order to complete the solo. Well, what you're going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and run the ball and run backwards. Do the exact same concept you just did where you got down the field and get a touchdown this time, and that's all it is. It's honestly a really easy solo. Of course, it's not as easy as like a kneel down or the other ones we've had, but of course, this one is not that complicated. Just go back to the 18-yard line and do the exact same play you just did that got you down there in the first place. So again, if you don't have a certain money play, you can run halfback wheel as I am doing. You can also run a crossers play out of gun tray. A lot of different playbooks has it. It has it in the Vikings playbook. They have it in I think the Cardinals and the 49ers. So there's a lot of good playbooks that have gun tray. I am in gun split close, which is out of the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Patriots playbook. So go ahead and check that out if you would like to check out how to get a one-play touchdown with those playbooks. Let's get started, guys. We have a lot of stuff to cover today. 1 second, guys. Alright, guys, so we kind of at this point know we're going to part 2 of this promo this upcoming Friday. Obviously, who would be the master for part 2? So part 1 was Calvin Johnson. A little refresher, we did have all these guys right here. A lot of people call this kind of like a scary tall type of promo because everyone was tall, but it was called MUT Monsters. Now, of course, MUT Monsters is just like we had last year. We had different parts of the most viewed promo. This will most likely be the same concept where we have different parts of this promo, this upcoming Friday being part 2. Now, what will we most likely get in part 2? Well, first off, we have a lot of speculation on who the master is going to be for the defensive master. While Calvin was the offensive master, who's going to be the defensive master? Well, it's not going to be Troy. I know a lot of people want me to say Troy, and a lot of people want it to be Troy. But the real, diagnosis, I guess you could say, is everyone is saying it's going to be Kam Chancellor. Of course, Kam Chancellor has a 90 overall item. He has flashback, and now he would be receiving a 94 overall item. Now, why is he going to be the guy? Well, there's a lot of proof behind it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you it in 1 second. But most likely, if we do get a defensive master with Kam Chancellor, I'm not sure what they're going to call the promo, this part of the promo, but most likely, it might be a scary strong. I don't know if they're going to reuse it from last year. But we'll probably get a Khalil Mack. And that's someone I really want to go ahead and see. Although, if they do... Actually, let's see. What's Khalil Mack's highest overall? Because if he's not the master, which if it is Kam Chancellor, if it's not Kam Chancellor, again, I really think Mack should get a master. It looks like if it is Kam Chancellor, though, Mack, he could get a boss card. It would be a +1 overall, but I honestly would not be surprised by EA to go ahead and give him a boss card. So what am I talking about, this madness of the fact that, oh my god, we could get a Kam Chancellor. Well, first off, this was brought up in my live stream a couple of days ago. Someone went ahead and said in my live stream, and I kind of brushed it off, not really thinking about it. Well, after going back in my live stream, kind of looking at the, the chat, I kind of looked more into it, and it is kind of suspicious. I'm not saying 100% this is confirmed, but guys, this is really suspicious. So, real fast, you guys do not know, Kam Chancellor wears number 31. In order to get done this weekly objective list, you need to get 3,100 yards on offense. Okay, 3,100. 31 touchdowns. Okay, that's 31. 31 solo tackles. Okay, that's 31. 31 games won. Okay, they're really going 31 here. 31 training points. Okay. 31,000 battle points. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're really trying to push the fact that 31's a number. And again, if you think about 31s in the NFL, obviously Kam Chancellor's now retired due to a neck injury. But yes, Kam Chancellor does come to mind. And yes, he is a very scary player. If we do not remember, guys, we'll go ahead and take a look at his card right now. His hit power on his 90 overall item, although it has 0 speed and it won't even touch you because it can't catch you, he does have some pretty good hit power. He's always known as one of the hardest hitting safeties in the NFL history. This man is a mammoth, and you can see right here. I mean, this man just looks scary. Okay, seriously though, I think they put too much brightness on the left-hand side of this card. Nonetheless, though, Photoshop aside, 94 hit power. So if we do get a Kam Chancellor, he'll most likely have probably 96, 97 hit power, which would be insane. And maybe he'll have actual speed this time. Now, if you power him up in this new card, can you please, EA, give him an 87 speed? So we can power him up to 88 speed at least and make this card usable. Because this card base, if he does get a master, is going to have probably 92, 93 zone, I'd say 92 zone coverage, probably 97 hit power, probably 87 speed. It's going to be really, really glitchy. I definitely cannot wait if this ends up being the master like it's supposed to be, like a lot of people are speculating it's going to be. That's going to be a really, really awesome thing. I'm really hoping on that one. As you guys know, I do love Kam Chancellor. Yes, literally my gamer tag on Xbox is very strong, 2931. Of course, 2931 being Eric Berry, and of course, Kam Chancellor. Now, with that in mind, other than that, there's no other real things proving that this is going to be Kam Chancellor. It's just that weekly objective list. EA really went all out trying to make sure to show it is 31 that is going to be that. Now, again, that might not mean he's the master. He could obviously not be the master, and he could be one of the bosses, and they're trying to show off one of the bosses. I know, I'm only going to bring that up. If that one, by the way, guys, real fast, that's not possible unless they increase the boss overalls. But I'm just going to bring that up because someone's going to say that. I know someone's going to say it down below and be like, well, what if he's a boss card? Well, the bosses are 90 overalls, and as I just showed you, this 90 overall Kam Chancellor would really beg to differ that he would be a boss. But I'm just going to say that just for anyone who does get confused and says, like, oh, he could be a boss card. He's either a master or he's a bus. Same concept with Khalil Mack to a certain degree. I feel like they might make a Khalil Mack. They could add a Khalil Mack to a boss card, but it would kind of be pointless. Now, another theory with that in mind, that he is retired, so technically I guess he could eventually become a legend. Because obviously they did make a Larry Fitzgerald back in the day, but he could technically become a legend, legend card down the road. So maybe that's like, a recently retired legend, Kam Chancellor, a recently retired in the last couple of years, Calvin Johnson. Bam, both masters, both scary. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. And now let's go ahead and get right into the Rising Stars portion of this video. Let's go ahead and take a look at the brand new Rising Stars. 1 second, guys. Alright, guys, so our Rising Stars for today are going to go ahead and be Deshaun Watson and Shaq Griffin, or Shaquille Griffin. Real fast, if you want to go ahead and do the method I showed you last week to get a free Rising Star player, I'll leave the eye icon in the right hand corner if you'd like to check out the video. But it's a great video to go ahead and help you get a free Rising Star player. With that in mind, though, let's go ahead and take a look on Muthead at these two players' stats. Sadly, they are not on the auction block. I wonder if they're ever going to make these auctionable tradable. Most likely not, but let's go ahead and take a look at what these players are looking like nonetheless. So, of course, we do have all basic versions, which is our 82. If you guys would like to see it, here's our 82 overall version. And, of course, our 82 overall version of Shaquille Griffin. Actually, not the worst base card. Like, if you had to run a budget squad with these cards, it's actually not the worst card to go ahead and use. Nonetheless, though, let's go ahead and go to upgrades and take a look at what these mans look like when they're maxed out. So, Griffin actually gets 90 speed, not that bad at all. 84 man, 82 zone, 85 press, 80 play rec, 80 juke move, which it doesn't really matter. 72 catching, 90 acceleration, 80 awareness. Not a really that bad card. I mean, obviously, for an 88 overall, it's not the best. You would want a lot better stats for an 88 overall card, but it's still actually usable. I mean, I would not say that this would be a budget squad type of card for how much it costs, but if, let's say later in the year, Never mind. I'm not going to go into that because these cards actually become almost impossible to complete the sets after 1 week. So, not the worst card in the world, though. Definitely, you could do worse. Next card we have here is going to be Deshaun Watson coming in at 81 speed. He also has an 86 throw short, 82 throw middle, and 83 throw deep. He also has 89 throw in the run with 87 throw power, and he also has 93 stamina. Interesting. 86 awareness. So he's a very, very nice card. Definitely a monster. Again, for the price tag, if you're picking up Deshaun Watson, you're more likely, if you're picking up any of these rising stars, just like last week with Matthew Judon, you're not really picking these guys up because of the fact that you love these players. You're picking them up for one or another reason. And one another reason could be simply that you do love the Seahawks and you want to pick up the Seahawk player. If you love Deshaun Watson, you might want to pick up Deshaun Watson, right? So most of the time when it comes to rising stars, I kind of feel like it's more like either you want the chemistries, you really need chemistries on your team because you're trying to max out everything, you have a limited amount of coins, or you're just a fan of either of these teams. Maybe, like, for example, when I was playing an all-Raven squad, Matthew Judon fit my team, so that's why I picked him up. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and do you agree or disagree with my opinion there? Nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.